That's why they're angry. Then he's not allowed to do that. It's like, we're going to, because you left us, we're going to destroy you. That's the mentality. We're going to destroy you. Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well and that you had a great week. To all of my house guests, come in, make yourselves at home, make yourselves comfortable. If you're passing by and you'd like to become a house guest, don't forget to hit subscribe and activate all of your notifications. I'm Chez, this is Chez M0i. Welcome to my place. When it comes to music, my favourite era is the 80s and early 90s. And one song I used to have on repeat, which never gets old for me, is Control by Janet Jackson. The lyrics which always stand out for me are in the bridge. Now, I'm not going to sing this for you at all. But the lyrics say, got my own mind, I want to make my own decisions. When it has to do with my life, I want to be the one in control. Now, speaking as a parent, many of us want what's best for our kids. We sacrifice resources and invest our time to provide them with as many opportunities as we possibly can to ensure that their future is as secure as it could possibly be. And in many cases, those plans work out very well with no detriment to the child's physical or mental well-being. Then there are those parents or guardians who take it a step further by adopting shameless tactics, with the ultimate goal being that their child marries well, in inverted commas, in order to have an elevated social status or purely for financial gain. These parents or guardians control every stage of that child's life, believing they're not only doing the right thing for that child, but also really for their own self-interest. And at the bottom of that long list of considerations during this process seems to be the child's long-term happiness. Just like her predecessor, the current Princess of Wales, to many people appears to be under some form of control. Whether it's being coerced to admit that a photograph of her with her children was fake, or being coerced to finally make a public appearance even though we were told not to expect one, it is evident that the firm's grip has become tighter when it comes to the control of its principal members, especially since the departure of Harry and Meghan over 4.5 years ago. In the lead up to this weekend, the firm has again decided to use the British press to speak for Kate and make excuses for William. This article is from themirror.co.uk, published today, the 12th of July 2024. The headline reads, Kate Middleton Health Update issued by Kensington Palace ahead of major event. Kensington Palace has confirmed that the Princess of Wales will not be with Prince William today when he takes to the polo field for his annual charity polo match in Windsor. The Princess of Wales is set to miss a major annual event with Prince William today as she continues her cancer recovery. Later, Prince William will take to the polo field as he competes in the Outsourcing Inc. Royal Charity Polo Cup 2024 at Guards Polo Club in Windsor Great Park to raise funds for good causes. Kate, who is undergoing chemotherapy for cancer, made a brief return to the public spotlight last month at Trooping the Colour. However, Kensington Palace has confirmed she will not be among the spectators watching her husband compete in the Cup. The event will raise money for causes which William and Kate are passionate about supporting, the palace has said. Last year, the princess attended the event, presenting her husband with a trophy and greeting him with a kiss. In a statement released last month, Kate revealed she was making good progress, but was not out of the woods yet and had good days and bad days as she continued her treatment. There is speculation Kate could attend the tennis finals of the Wimbledon Championships this weekend in her role as patron of the All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Club. Meanwhile, William is expected to fly to Germany to watch England compete against Spain in the Euro 2024 football final on Sunday in Berlin. It will be the 13th time William has played in the polo fixture, which is set to generate £1 million this year and take the total amount raised over the years to more than £13 million. 11 charities and organisations will benefit, including the Motor Neurone Disease Association. William paid personal tribute to the legend of rugby league and MND campaigner Rob Burrow after his death from the disease last month. Other causes to benefit are Wales Air Ambulance, Mountain Rescue England and Wales, Shout, Child Bereavement UK, Royal African Society, Place to Be, Action for Children, the Blackthorn Rally, HMS Audacious Fund, and the Royal Marsden. William's appearance at the polo match today comes a day after he apologised for his croaky voice as he delivered a speech about his mission to end homelessness. Sorry, guys. The morning after the England men's football team reached the Euro 2024 final. The Prince of Wales told guests at the event that he had a hoarse voice after last night as he enthused over a hell of a goal by Ollie Watkins that fired England to victory. He spent more than an hour at the event in Brixton yesterday, marking 1 year of his Homewards project and urging experts in the sector to tell him how best to help. Okay. He arrived at the event in a small courtyard garden and made his way around 6 stands representing the 6 locations of the project: Newport, the Dorset towns of Bournemouth, Poole and Christchurch, Lambeth, Belfast, Aberdeen and Sheffield, where 3 or 4 local experts were ready to speak to him. Okay, and the article concludes with him going on about the football. Okay, let me just address this homelessness thing. So it's been a year since this project was launched, this homelessness project. Let me go back to okay. Let me go back here. Right. Marking 1 year of his Homewards project and urging experts in the sector to tell him how best to help. Okay. The reason I'm kind of hesitant right now is because I don't understand. Put everything that's happened in 2024 to one side, okay? Because many of us, I've seen in the comments, many of you have dealt with illness and you still get up to go to work. You still look after your children. You still have to do the things that require your presence. Remember, William is not afflicted with any ill health. Remember that, guys. Okay. This project launched July 2023, according to this article. I know it was last year that this announcement was made, so that seems about the right timeline. You mean to tell me in 12 months this man hasn't overseen one brick being laid with regard to a home being built? In 12 months. I'm not a stupid person, okay? I'm just trying to wrap my head around this. 1 year of this project, and he's urging experts in the sector to tell him how to best help. Okay, so you launched the project and you had no clue what you're doing, basically. You didn't get the advice you needed prior to launching this project. 12 months later, now you're asking how best to help. And people accept this nonsense. People accept this man as their future king. People believe this man is competent. Yet they want to slate Harry and Meghan for doing what they follow through with. The world literally has gone mad, guys. The world has literally gone mad, because I don't understand why. Do you know, I had my suspicions that this man was not doing anything towards homelessness, but to see it in words, yeah, a year after the project was launched, and now he's asking how to help. No foundations have been laid, no brick has been put down. But they have the cheek to criticize Harry and Meghan for every single thing they do. I would not be surprised if many of those people who were looking forward to having a home built under this project have passed away. While he's been attending all of these events, he's going to Berlin on Sunday. At the end of the day, this man's priority is himself, okay? It's himself. He does not care about homelessness, because I don't understand. If you think it's urgent, why has it taken you this long to even ask how to help? It makes no sense. Such is the firm's voracious appetite for control that they thought they were punishing the Sussexes by cutting them off financially and taking away the security provided for by Harry's grandmother. The same firm who thought they knew how to control the Sussexes by leaking fake stories to their partners in crime, the murky British press, in order to make the couple surrender to their will. The same murky British press who Harry vowed to fight in the courts over phone hacking, even though his father and brother said it would be a complete waste of time. The same murky British press who follows the Sussexes' every move and are apparently briefed by so-called royal sources who claim to be close to the couple and think they know everything about them. So please could the so-called royal sources explain how they had absolutely zero idea that Harry, along with other public figures, were interviewed by ITV about their legal battles with the press, due to be aired on the 25th of July. This article is from theindependent.co.uk, published on the 11th of July 2024. The headline reads, "Everything we know as Prince Harry to appear in ITV phone hacking scandal documentary, Tabloids on Trial." Hugh Grant, Liz Hurley, Elton John, Paul Gascoigne and Steve Coogan will also feature in the ITV documentary. Prince Harry and Hugh Grant will feature in a bombshell ITV documentary exploring the phone hacking scandal, the broadcaster has announced. Tabloids on Trial will cover the 2 decades through which the scandal has spanned, with allegations first breaking in 2003. Alongside the Duke of Sussex and Mr Grant, the programme will see appearances from Charlotte Church, Paul Gascoigne and other people catapulted into the public eye. ITV has said the show will also include Harry's first major interview since the end of his high-profile court case against the Mirror Group newspapers, MGN, in December. In a major success for the Duke, the presiding judge ruled that phone hacking became widespread and habitual at MGN titles in the late 1990s, and that his phone was hacked to a modest extent, awarding £140,600 in damages. This documentary hears about his mission to continue his fight to expose the illegal tactics of Britain's tabloid press, and explores what those in charge at Fleet Street really knew as this scandal unfolded, says ITV. The programme airs on July 25th, coming as the Duke looks ahead to 2 further legal battles against both the publishers of the Daily Mail and The Sun. What is the phone hacking scandal? The UK's phone hacking scandal concerns the illegal gathering of information by tabloid newspapers from around 1995 to 2012. The issue first gained public attention in 2011 when the high-selling News of the World paper was forced to close amid hacking allegations. It came after reports emerged that journalists for the Rupert Murdoch-owned tabloid hacked into the phone of murdered schoolgirl Millie Dowler, intercepting voicemails to use in their coverage. News UK, Mr Murdoch's media empire, which also publishes The Sun, has since settled over 1,600 phone hacking claims. Reports indicate that this has cost the company around £1 billion. Hundreds of civil cases have now been brought against News UK and competitors that publish the Mirror and the Daily Mail. Claimants have included many high-profile individuals such as Prince Harry, Hugh Grant, Liz Hurley, Elton John, Paul Gascoigne and Steve Coogan. The Duke of Sussex has been particularly active, entering a number of legal battles with varying success since 2019. Giving evidence at his trial against the Mirror publisher, he revealed how media intrusion had affected his life and influenced his decision to step back from royal duties. As a child growing up, in teenage years, I was under press invasion for most of my life, up until this day, he told the court. He later added, some of the editors and journalists that are responsible for causing a lot of pain, upset, and in some cases, speaking personally, death. Prince Harry was subsequently successful in his claim against the publisher, but has 2 other civil cases ongoing. He is one of several claimants in cases against both publishers of the Daily Mail and The Sun, alleging unlawful information gathering. Legal proceedings for both are expected to take place later this year. Okay, yes, so as I say, these royal sources. No idea that this interview had been done. And I applaud Harry on, keeping those people close to him who he can trust, because there are not many people that the Sussexes can trust. Unlike the Waleses, as far as I can see, the Sussexes have a very good PR team around them. Because when it comes to this stuff, Harry does not joke. Harry doesn't play. Harry does not play. He's not in the tabloids' pockets. And this is why they continue to go after him and Meghan. Because it's not like William and Kate. William can ring up Tatler, who the person in charge is Camilla's niece. As we heard from Anna Pasternak in videos that I've uploaded in recent weeks. William can play. Okay. William loves to play this game. Harry does not play their game. And that's why they will go after Harry and Meghan all the time. And as far as I'm concerned, these people who are public figures and have the financial resources to go after these tabloids, I applaud them, because someone like me, if they were to intrude into my life is not interesting, okay? So they're not going to intrude into my life. My pockets are not deep enough, okay? When you talk about Millie Dowler and what happened to her, for those of you who remember that case, I was heartbroken. This girl was missing. And at the time of her demise, her parents, they were frantic. They were, their lives had been turned upside down. And the paper, as far as I'm concerned, they're all the same. So I don't, make too much distinction between the names of these tabloids. They intercepted her voicemails so that they could get exclusive stories. How disgusting. How low can you go? How low can you go? The British tabloid press, not to be crude, right? But I wouldn't even use their paper as toilet paper, to be quite honest. I'm not being funny. You wouldn't even use that. You wouldn't even use that to mop up mess. You wouldn't. That's how worthless it is. And all these people that work for these publications, they should really reconsider their career choices. I mean, I only read these things for the purposes of my videos. Even before Princess Diana passed away, her image was always on the front of these newspapers. Literally every single day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And when she passed, these publications didn't know what to do, because their cash cow, not being disrespectful, their cash cow had gone. Okay, so Harry and Meghan, they are the new source of money for them. Like I said in last week's video, they use clickbait. If you see Harry or Meghan's names or images on a story which is not necessarily related to them, these tabloids know that whoever reads the headline is guaranteed to click into that story, and then they'll go on to talk about something else, because they can't use William or Kate necessarily as a headline, unless they've been instructed to do so, because the story is not really, it doesn't generate that much interest. I mean, this whole thing, sickens me, really does. So I'm looking forward to seeing this documentary. I am going to watch it with great interest to see what these guys have to say. But what makes me laugh is that these raw sources had no clue, because if they had any clue, the details of this TV documentary would have been leaked weeks ago. People only heard about it in the last few days. It makes me laugh, and I'm so glad, because they claim to be close to the Sussexes. They don't speak for the Sussexes. They don't talk to them. If you cast your mind back to the polo match that Harry and Meghan they did in Florida, I believe, and the Daily Mail were mad because they were not given access, and they started to print all these horrible stories about them. It's like, print what you want. You are not getting access to the Sussexes. It's as simple as that. Why don't you just accept that? You are trash. All of you tabloids are trash. Absolute, utter, gutter trash. Anyway, let me come off this rant, because I've still got the rest of the video to do. And as you would expect, there were many, many criticisms levelled at Harry, saying that he should shut up, get over it, etc., etc. As you know, he was also criticised for being a recipient of the Pat Tillman Award. And despite those calls for him not to receive the award, I still maintain that it's well deserved, especially because he didn't accept it just for himself.
Please welcome the recipient of the Pat Tillman Award for Service, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex.
Whoa. Come back. You guys got to stay here for me. Thank you, Elizabeth, Israel, and Kirsty. Stay here. You need to be with me. I'd like to begin by expressing my deepest gratitude to everyone at the Pat Tillman Foundation, led by Marie Tillman-Shenton, who I'm so honoured is here tonight. I'd also like to acknowledge the Tillman family, especially Mrs. Mary Tillman, Pat's mother. Her advocacy for Pat's legacy is deeply personal, and one that I respect. The bond between a mother and son is eternal and transcends even the greatest losses. The truth is, I stand here not as Prince Harry Pat Tillman Award recipient, but rather a voice on behalf of the Invictus Games Foundation and the thousands of veterans and service personnel from over 20 nations who have made the Invictus Games a reality. This award belongs to them, not to me. That said, it is of great importance to me to highlight these allies, athletes, and their amazing families for their achievements, their spirit, and their courage at every opportunity, especially on nights like this, in front of people like you. Moments like these help us reach those that need Invictus most and reduce more than 20 veterans a day taking their own lives in this country alone. For those who may not know, Invictus comes from Latin, meaning undefeated or unconquerable. Nelson Mandela credited the poem of the same name, written by the poet William Ernest Henley, for giving him the strength to endure nearly 30 years of imprisonment. Like that poem, the spirit of the Invictus Games transcends race, time, and borders. It is born from unity and exudes purpose. This year, we're celebrating 10 years of witnessing life-changing impact and healing through sport. And while so much progress has been made since those first games, the world outside seems to be in an even more precarious state. We live in an age marked by polarization and division. Conflicts rage around the globe. Anger and resentment towards those who are different seem to pervade societies everywhere. Our community challenges that. Our community proves that unity is not just possible, but formidable. The beauty of the Invictus Games lies in how it brings people together, no matter one's nationality, background, or personal struggles. It is a collective built from courage and mutual respect, where athletes discover time and time again the common denominator of their humanity. Having survived the crucible of armed combat and forged through the challenge to rebuild bodies and minds impacted by conflict, they form a family. They exemplify the very best in all of us. There is a military expression that dates back to Roman times. I'll spare you another Latin lesson. But the phrase translates roughly to leave no one behind. And they hold particular significance for the US Army's Rangers. And I have no doubt Pat Tillman and his comrades lived by those words. So, it is fitting that I end with them and make a promise on behalf of all of us at the Invictus Games Foundation. No matter the road ahead, we are here for you. We will leave no one behind. Thank you.
Congratulations, Harry. What does this mean to you?
It's great. Yeah. It's fantastic for Invictus as well. Thank you.
The firm thought they knew everything about Harry. Absolutely everything, because for most of his life he was only aware of the firm's way of doing things. But although Harry spent fewer years with his mother than William did, Harry seems to have inherited his mother's determination to address and confront issues rather than sit back in silence. Both of them understanding that to address issues and speak up would likely ruffle many feathers. The firm thought they knew how to manipulate Meghan in every possible way, not understanding that as a woman of independent means and independent thinking, Harry was not about to let them destroy his future with her. As you can see in these recently released images, Harry is finally living the life he has always wanted to live, with the woman he will always fiercely protect and defend. As long as Harry and Meghan are in control of their own destiny, unfortunately they will always be a major threat to the popularity of the institution who thought they knew everything about them. So as I was editing this video, I had a random thought. I have many random thoughts, but the particular thought that I had in my mind is, why do people accept nonsense? Why do people accept nonsense? What do I mean by that? We are halfway through July, 7.5 months, okay? Since the beginning of 2024, we have been lied to by the royal family, and people are just accepting it. whatever statement the palace, Kensington Palace or Buckingham Palace want to release, no one questions it. It's like, oh, it's come from royalty, it must be true. I mean, you know what it is? It's because people, they find it difficult to use their brain. I've talked about this, you know, a couple of years ago, where science has proven that generally speaking, people only use 10% of their brain capacity. People don't want to think for themselves. That's why a lot of things are just dismissed. People don't challenge anymore. People don't question anymore. You know, for me, when I see Harry standing up to the tabloids, and I will applaud him, like I said before, I will applaud him for doing what he's doing, because it cannot be easy. Because the risk is that, you know, you will fall flat on your face and you will lose. But if you strongly believe in something, you will pursue it with all your heart. And I believe he's representing people that do not have a voice. So if, like I say, he's standing up for that, imagine if the suffragettes didn't do what they did. Women wouldn't have the right to vote. They must have been vilified as well and laughed at and told, oh, you're so stupid. But they persevered. People lost their lives in that campaign. But I have the right to vote because of it, you know. So it's easy to sit back and criticise and laugh and say, oh, look at them, you know, Harry should shut up, blah, blah, blah. No, he shouldn't shut up. He shouldn't shut up. I've shown on my channel the video where Jeremy Paxman is in front of an inquiry and he says that Meghan showed him how to hack a phone. That video is on YouTube. I don't know whether they've taken it down at all, but that video is freely available to watch. And Meghan denies that he had anything to do with that Millie Dowler case where they intercepted her voicemails. How disgusting. Can you, I mean, the fact that we even have to talk about this. This is where we are as a society in the UK. I'm not even talking about global. This is UK society. Murky. This is why they got rid of the last government, Conservatives, because of the murky, sleazy goings on. And it always happens with them. When they're in power for a long time, they always have to be got rid of because of sleaze and murk. This is what UK society loves, sleaze and murk. When you look at Andrew and what he's done, you know, when you look at Charles and what he's done with regard to finances, taking bribes from foreign businessmen just so that they can ask him for favours later. Sleaze and murk. This is UK society. So when you see Harry and Meghan, they've left the UK to do what they do because they know they wouldn't be able to do it here. They wouldn't be allowed to do it here, but they've gone off to live their lives, and they have a significant part of their life devoted to charitable causes. If they're recognised for that, people have a problem, and I don't understand why. If they were not doing anything, they shouldn't be recognised. But the fact that they're doing things, you know, I'm sure they're not, you know, approaching people and say, oh, can you nominate me for an award? Can you give me this award? They'd be mad to do that. And I wouldn't support that. But recognition that they receive brings light to the causes that they support. William playing a polo match. Harry's played a polo match, raised funds, not a problem. William's playing in polo matches, raising funds, not a problem. But why have I never heard of some of these organisations before? Like the Royal Africa Society. Never heard of that before. I did this video. Apparently, it was founded in 1901 after the death of Mary Kingsley, I think that's her name, who was an English travel writer who travelled to, I believe it was West Africa a couple of times, and had this idea to improve relations between the UK and Africa. And it wasn't called the Royal Africa Society when it was founded. It was just called the Africa Society, from what I remember. So Queen Elizabeth was their patron. William became their patron in 2017, 2018, thereabouts. I don't know what he's done for them. Turn of the 20th century, that's when it's founded. We're well into the 21st century. What's changed with regards to the relations between the UK and Africa? I don't know what's changed. I don't know what they are. I'm not aware. And it's funny because his own father says he doesn't like Africa. He doesn't have any interest in African people. You know, they didn't, that's why their trip to Kenya was so unsuccessful, him and Camilla. Camilla clearly didn't want to be there. You know, you could see it on her face. Charles didn't want to be there. The Kenyan journalists were treated appallingly. The contempt they have for Africans, but yet you have William saying that he's raising funds for the Royal Africa Society. Don't know what that is, don't have a clue. Never heard of it before until I did this video. You know, so it's easy for William to, you know, play a polo match, not get involved in the causes. From what I understand, I don't know. He might get involved, I don't know. You'd think he'd want to shine a light on the causes he actually gets involved in. But because I don't see that, I don't believe he does get involved. But work for him is playing a polo match. The funds get distributed and he's done his job. Him doing work is going to Berlin to see the final where England is playing. That's, you know, it's not even work, it's pleasure for him. Because he's the president, I believe, of the Football Association, the FA. 4th of July has gone. They're supposed to resume their royal duties. Nothing's changed. So what do they do then? And like I said, people just accept it. They don't question it. And I've always said, I've always been one to question stuff ever since I was a small child. And I told my daughter, question everything. Don't accept what you're told. Don't accept things at face value. You know, we could go back, I could talk about this all day long. We could go back to the pandemic, okay? Things were accepted then. I was one of the people that did not accept what I was told. And I'm healthy today because of it. You pick from that what I mean, okay? A lot of people have regretted the actions that they took now. I questioned everything because I'm like, this does not add up. This is not making sense to me. Why would they do this, if this, if this, if this? And now we see it's all come to light 3 or 4 years later. Anyway, the point I'm making is we should not accept what we're being told. The royal family have lied to us since the beginning of 2024. I mean, they've lied to us before, but it's become more exposed this year. They didn't budget for all of this happening. But because they are the royal family and people idolise them, they can get away with it. Harry and Meghan do something, everything they do is scrutinised, top to bottom, inside out, back to front, and they are criticised and vilified. And young people look at older people doing this and like, are you not supposed to be an adult? Why do you have so much hatred for people that have done nothing to you? Where does all this hatred come from? What have they actually done? They've not abused any children. They've not taken any bribes from wealthy businessmen. What have they done? Simply because Harry left. That's all. Because Harry left and he went to live his life. That's why they're annoyed. That's why they're angry. Then he's not allowed to do that. It's like, because you left us, we're going to destroy you. That's the mentality. We're going to destroy you. And they would like nothing more than to see Harry and Meghan split up. Harry come back to the UK, hopefully with the kids, and Meghan left out in the cold. They would like nothing more. That's not going to happen. Harry loves his freedom too much. He knows that if he ever was stupid enough to come back to the UK, his freedom would be gone. What I prize most in my life that money cannot buy is peace and freedom. That's what they value as well. Drama-free zone. Okay, all they did was tell you about their experiences and they've been vilified ever since. Royal family can send out a whole load of fake videos, fake pictures, tell you all of these things. And it's like, oh yeah, we believe them because they're the royal family. Ridiculous. Why do people accept all of this nonsense? That is my question, and it will forever be my question. I don't have the answer. Maybe you do, I don't know. But guys, if your thoughts were provoked in any way, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet become a house guest, don't forget to hit subscribe and activate all of your notifications. I want to take this opportunity to thank you guys so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and you shall catch me in the next video.